What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is day 7, finishing up the first week of the trying to make $100 a day challenge. So today's video is going to be pretty short. We did not get into a hole like we have been doing the past couple sessions, which was great to see. So the video is going to be short. I added every single hand that I played in today. The hands that I folded out are sped up. And let's get right into the action. So first hand that we opened with was Ace-2 of spades. We raised to 24, and we are going to see a flop here as we wait for these players to make a decision. So it's 3 ways to a flop. This player is going to check it over when it comes 3 clubs. Not what we were looking for, all black cards, but not the right suit here. Oh, sorry, pardon me, it is 4 players. Then when another club comes here on the turn, there's not really much for us to do. It checked through on the flop. Maybe somebody has a club, but checks through again. This player is just going to stab at it for a small sizing here, but we don't have anything besides ace high, so we can't call any pair, any club, anything beats us here. So we're just going to lay it down, and he's going to scoop up a nice spot there for himself. As we wait for the next hand to come here, we have Ace-4 offsuit in middle position, and we're going to decide to call, going with that same strategy of the limp raise strategy that we were going with, like I talked about in yesterday's video. So as we wait for our opponent to go here, he raises to 44, and we do not really want to just call here. Again, this is a situation where we can utilize that strategy of raise fold, so we are going to opt for the raise here and hope we can just get a fold and scoop up the pot, and our opponent's going to think for a second, and that's what's going to happen. So we're going to scoop up a decent sized pot there, and we're going to be up $48 on the session here, halfway or almost halfway to our goal. Then we get 10-3 of clubs here, and we are just going to lay it down. Not a hand that we want to play it out, and we wouldn't have won anyways, as we saw there. Then we are in the straddle with Ace-9 offsuit as we wait for the action to get on us. If it just checks around to us, we will probably just check as well. No need to raise it up here. But the player on the button is going to raise to 32, and we are going to think it over and just make a call here. 32 is already big enough. We don't want to raise it up too much, especially being out of position here. So multi-way to a flop of 4-3 queen. We don't have a pair. We didn't connect very well. We do have backdoor diamonds if it comes diamond, but we do not want to call that kind of bet there, so we fold it out. Moving on to the next hand, we have Queen-6 offsuit, and we're just going to lay it down. Not a hand that we want to continue with a lot of the time. Same thing here when we're the small blind with 4-6 offsuit, and then we're on the button with 4-8 offsuit. And this kind of just shows you the progression of, obviously in the videos I'm playing every single hand that I show, but I don't really play every single hand. Then we are going to get a hand to play here. We have Ace-9 offsuit in middle position. And instead of raising, we are just going to go for a limp. Maybe somebody else will raise and then we can raise on top, but we don't want to raise to our standard 24 and have somebody re-raise and then be in a tough spot, maybe out of position. We want to be the aggressor. It checks around, which we're also fine with. We get to see a flop for cheap. We do not connect, and it is going to check through. When the turn comes a king here, we got a gut shot to a jack, so we are going to stab. Also, everybody checked through on the flop, so that shows pretty much a lot of weakness from everybody else. We are going to get 2 folds, and this player is going to think it over for a second, then he's going to stick in the call. The 7's going to come in on the river. A lot of draws don't complete. So maybe if our opponent was on a draw, then he'll fold out to a bet. So we're going to stab at it here and try to get him to fold. We choose a sizing of 54, make it look like we're betting for value rather than betting too much and making it look like a bluff. Our opponent is going to think it over, and he is going to lay it down, which we love to see. And we're going to take down another pot here, bringing us up to 864, so getting close to that goal of $100. Then we have 10-5 here offsuit, and we are going to lay it down. I'll let the hand play out. And then the next hand, we have Queen-10. This is going to be our second to last hand of the session. It's offsuit, so we're in the straddle. We're in for 8. Obviously, we don't want to see anybody really raise. It's going to be tough to play a hand here, especially depending on the sizing of what our opponent is going to choose to raise with, if anything. So while we wait for everybody to make a decision, this player raises to 20. That is going to be a price that we could call for. Again, maybe I could raise, but when a player calls in between, we don't want to raise and then get re-raised. So we're just going to choose to call here. 20 is not too bad of a sizing. And then when it comes 10-10-7, we're loving it. We got trips, and we're going to check to the pre-flop aggressor. He's going to bet 26. The player in between us is going to call. We're just going to choose to call here. Not many cards in the turn that can come that can really hurt us. And then we're going to check it on the turn, hoping that the aggression continues from our opponents. And when it doesn't, we're going to have to bet on the river when that jack comes in, just to try to squeeze some more value out of these opponents. And then this player is going to call with ace-king, and we are going to take it down. And that is going to bring us up to over $100, which was our goal, but we got dealt in here before we could stand up in the big blind with ace-7. This is a hand that maybe we'd see a flop with if it didn't get raised up, but being in the big blind here, being out of position on a couple players, as we can see here, for $24, we are just going to lay it down, and we are going to collect a daily total of $270. So day 7 is complete. That's 7 days in a row that we've made at least $100. Continuing on, hoping to get to day 30. As you can see here, we made $2,217.23 on the week. Played a total of 16 sessions, and it says there's 7 total playing hours. Sometimes it doesn't fully round up, so it could be somewhere in between 7 hours and 8 hours for an average of $337 an hour. The online session's a little different than cash games. There's a lot more action, and people play a little bit looser, especially on this site. So definitely a great start for us. Thank you all for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe and come back tomorrow for day 8.